شاطر يصير.
It feels good here. You did well finding that spot, Arthur. More Charles than me. It's like I can breathe again. Thick and I was once in this country.
جماعة لايكي لايفك كان لكم بدر شكلنا وبينسن شيء كان.
It was a lifetime ago. But what a life we have lived. How well we have fought. Especially both of you. I hope so. But now, when things are desperate, we have to stick with the plan. Make enough money, then find somewhere where nobody will find us. Where we don't have to hide.
Like where?
I got some ideas hatching, but I need you with me, not against me. Both of you. Of course. Still, we do need money. So keep a low profile, especially in the local town. After Valentine, I want everyone on best behavior here. No trouble. But start turning over the soil and the rocks. See what turns up.
Dutch, we've got to be discreet.
Imagine what a slew of rich simpletons there must be down here. Oh, this is perfect for you, Hosea. You'll be able to play them like a fiddle.
Nothing would give me greater pleasure, but
no buts.
جماعة ديما أنا وسطا هنا. نأمن بوكوجين. نأمن بوكوجين. نأمن رجعني بيعيش باسي أنا.
Gentlemen. Well, look what the
جماعة سيرم قبصانا كده
well, look who it is. Bother. Quiet back there. Let's see if we can't sort this out. How are you, boys?
This
is quite some country you have here.
Come
on, perhaps we can discuss the foolish magician.
Let's go after that train. And do not shoot them, you hear me? Come on, hurry. All right. Come on, we're losing them.
جماعة ما نكسر كلامنا سجلابون من نازم بشي الراية شو الراية تسمى قتال كاش بوليسا كي بدوامو بس بس كبير بس بتشي ما مدينية
Well, the Anderson boys? Robbery, murder, kidnapping.
They're the lowest of the low. Looks like the
son of a bitch is gonna make it. You sure I can't just shoot him? No. Did I not say that? You said plenty. Don't shoot. Now get after the others. Come on. Hey, stop that. Put that thing away. Get to the side of the train. Put that gun away now. Get alongside that flat carriage. What did I tell you? You think you can jump on there? Me? Why me? I told you no shooting.
I will drop my gun.
I didn't do nothing.
That's enough. مستقبل أنا مستقبل أنا كيف
Damn bastard. Get the hell away from me.
Who's talking now, huh?
Stay on them.
Running ain't gonna help. Just you and me now, pal.
I'm gonna ride ahead and stop the train. It's just us then, lawman.
هذا تفهم
We need to bother.
Let me go.
Can't do
لازم نبي نبرو
Come on. Come on. Just don't.
شوية كان ياشي
Need some gin? Come on.
اي
Try at least.
لو كلان
you think you're tough?
Hello? Is everything all right in there?
Well, I don't think he's dead. I think I won the fight.
ترجع كمان
Just
تدخل
about.
ما ادري هذا البوليس كان منا
Deputy,
Sounded like quite a commotion. Is that him?
I sincerely hope so.
Old Anders Anderson.
So what now?
Take him in, come on. Fine job, well done. And a pat on the back for me for stopping the train. Load Anders onto the back of your horse there and we'll take him to Sheriff Gray. There you go. You are a natural. All right, let's take him in. Follow me.
What about the others?
Oh, we'll round them up.
جماعة لا قليلة تواني ما نتكلم شوم بلاي قلب لايف راف فيها
You're
كوتن
the boss.
هل خوم
That was mighty impressive, sir. I
وتنيا
have to admit. I'd
كاري
hazard a
قبل
guess you've served the law yourself in
من
some
كاري
way.
لوين أوسن جماعة كل زين شيء شكله كل فوزيا
Are you
شوم بلاي
familiar with the
لهنا
area
كان
here?
نزتي تو بلاي نشوفي
Not
كوشني
really.
On your right
كل
here,
بكوش
these
نبي زوري
tobacco
نشوف
fields.
أجا بكوش نبي
This is part of Caliga Hall,
شوم
big
اللي خد بس
estate
قوبية
belonging to the
كإشي
Gray
بهم
family.
تاني
Looks bone
إذا
dry.
بكوش بيش يسي
Yes,
خطينا
we are in dire need of some rain
استنى
around here.
خيال
Let me
سيرة أنا
tell you.
سمعنا لا
The
ورات
Grays
لا
have
ورات
lived in
كيف
Caliga Hall for
يحتوس
generations.
زاد بكوش كان شوي نزكي نحتوس
My family's been working for them for years. Sheriff Gray's the one I know best, of course, but they own half the businesses in town.
Which town?
Rhodes, sir. You don't know
ما
it?
بعرف بالزين
Where we're
لا
headed
تهونك
right
علي
now. Ain't
لا
what it was
ينك يعني
before the
شارع
war,
يخوي
but it has its
لا
charms.
شو انك يعني
I'm
تهونك
sure you
غير
already know of the Braithwaites.
Like I said, just got down here.
Another big family in these parts. They have an estate west of here. Awful
سمعت
people,
وصل زي
truly
كان باجي
awful.
وقع على الباب وما
They've been
تنسي
fighting
زي
with
كان
the
باجي
Grays for
لما
as long as
زاد
I can remember.
Sounds like quite the place you got here.
Whoa.
ما سجل خاني دولكم مش صوصن ما صوصن
Here we are. Welcome to Rhodes.
أم هلا بخير
Up there on
البروز
your left is the Rhodes Parlor House. Very
هذه الشانة
reputable saloon
اللي
owned by the Gray family. We also have a
كمان شو
general
البوليس
store, gunsmith, post office, train station, of course.
What more do you need?
Oh, good, they're back. And
جماعة
that's your
ده
friend,
مش
right?
فيني تعصب وما
Yep.
بتاعته
Okay, we're gonna stop just ahead on the right, outside the sheriff's office. Can you grab Anders off your horse and carry him in for me?
إن شاء الله
So we can show Sheriff Gray.
Hey, fellas.
Mr. Gray! We got him. Very good.
I told you Arthur would deliver. Okay, so
جماعة
these two
شابتة
plantation
جسيمة
families.
كمان
Arthur, you start sniffing around the graves.
تقولون لك
places
ليه
with
شابتة لي
stories
حكينا
there. Yeah, I passed by it earlier with our friend Archibald. Good. Hosea, you see. Find out about these Braithwaites.
شابتة لي يعني هاشتا ينو يعني أرثر
Thank you, Arthur.
نص باس
Why
يا
a fishing
أرثر
trip? There's still time. I'm up for it.
How about you, Arthur? Or have you had enough of the chase for one day?
لقيتك فينيش انا لعبة فينيش
Sure,
بنشي
why not?
اها اسرين
Great.
تيجي بلاي وباشا كان توزي
Why don't you lead us to that
يعني
spot
صافا
we were
نجاوزها
talking
زي شنو
about? Kinda like this place.
Okay. Let's see if we can avoid any more excitement.
بتشي بيني صح يغرى الشباب
Hey there, folks. Hello, sir.
All right,
أسبك
gentlemen.
أسبك موت
Come on, pal.
ثم عند أسبك عشان توزي كل دوا عن سين سكر جيبين الله يروتو
Easy.
اسكاري ما تقول
So how far is this creek?
It's a bit of a ride still. And it's not a creek. It's the same lake we camped on, just a different pipe. It'll be worth it. I saw some big drum and sturgeon there. Should be rock bass, bluegills, perch, pickerel too. It's a good spot.
We'll see if you're as good at catching fish as you are at catching criminals, Arthur.
Lonnie owes me for that.
Trelawney owes everyone for something, but his information is good.
Plus, we are now ingratiated with the local law. I'd say it was a worthwhile diversion all around.
Well, this one
Where is this spot, Hosea? Timbuktu?
Not too much farther. Anyway, you two never told me properly about that business with Cornwall in Valentine. What happened there? Apart from Skip.
جمع بزين يملي كين باصة هيك من جرم شينا جمع على فالنتين شخص ذا قرزالم ليش ترونا كم صاحب قرزالم صاحب قرزالم نصف شخص ذا قرزالم
That was about the only upside. John and I didn't even have time to get paid for the sheep we rustled.
It is safe to say Mr. Cornwall isn't a man to let bygones be bygones.
Ambushed us in the saloon. He came with a lot of guards and what seemed like just about every lawman in the county.
We've had closer shaves, but not that many.
And if Cornwall found us, the Pinkertons couldn't have been far behind.
They found me when I was fishing with Jack, remember?
Listen.
Yes. Jack told me you were a good teacher when you took him fishing. I said he must have you confused with someone else.
شو صوته صوتي كبكنينة
What are you doing?
هنا
Very
Funny.
funny.
الزوت كنارية
Passing you.
Okay, go.
This is the spot. Down to the left there.
Giddy up. Oh.
I saw some boats around last time. Be good to get to deeper water. Oh. Yes, over there on the shore. I'm sure nobody would mind if we borrowed one of these. Come on. All right. This looks like a fine vessel.
Okay. Come on, Arthur. Let's get her in the water.
You're still too quick for me, old man.
Enjoy picking on
جماعة
children.
دي إسرافي
Now take us to the
بلم
deeper
يخرون
water.
علي أصلا بلم
Pray for good luck
يخرون
with stupid fish.
But what about stupid luck and good fish?
That'll do too. Keep going.
جماعة دي
I
سبب
think
بلم
here's good.
All right.
ماسی ئەگرین
Good
بۆ
luck,
نەکەم
gentlemen.
ماسی ئەگرین ئێڵبی بۆ نایکەم
You won't catch much without a rod.
Should really come here at dawn or dusk. That's when you catch the best fish. We should use a lake lure. That'll give us a much better... Get a chance of hooking something big like a sturgeon.
Strong with good old worm.
Oh, worms are good for tiddlers like bluegill and rock bass, but you'd have to be real lucky to catch a sturgeon with one.
Lures it is, then. You heard the expert, Arthur. Let's bait up.
Keep the lure moving slowly on the water so it looks like a little fish just asking to be eaten. Shit, got away.
Okay, that was a bite.
Got one. Damn it. To make your lure look like a dead fish? They won't be interested if it ain't moving. That feels like a bite. Ha! Got ya!
Come on, Arthur. You can't go back empty-handed.
Looks like you got a bite, Arthur. You hooked him.
They're nibbling. There he is.
Hey, look at this beauty.
There you go.
Well done, Arthur.
They can grow a lot bigger than that. Fella told me he once saw a monster lake sturgeon near the mouth of the river, just southwest of Saint Denis. 50-pounder, he reckoned.
I would like to see that. Hey, Hosea, you remember that time we sent Arthur out fishing? He came back with 3 beautiful bass.
Not this again.
I don't think I do.
Oh, yeah, you do. He was maybe 20, 21, walked in all full of himself. We had a big feast, toasted him all night.
This was 15 years ago.
Oh, I remember now.
Then, the next week, Arthur and I are at the market, and Fishmonger calls out, "So how did you enjoy those bass?"
Look, you can fish, or you can go drinking all day, rob someone, and buy some fish.
There we go. I used to go fishing with this feller back in the day. Wesley, his name was. Real miserable bastard, but he loved to fish. We'd go out all the time. But one day, we were river fishing when we see a funeral procession going over the bridge, and out of the blue, Wesley stands up, takes off his hat, bows his head. Then he sits down, picks his rod back up, and carries on. Doesn't say a word. So I'm a little surprised and say, "Wesley, that was nice of you." And he replies, "Well, felt I had to. After all, I was married to her for 30 years.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, dear God. I might swim to shore.
Fish on the line, Arthur. Remember those big salmon I caught in Montana last year? We had a banquet planned that night until Kaka went and scoffed a lot.
You never had control of that dog.
He had some spirit, though. Never lost the puppy in him, right to the end.
You know, I remember us saying how Blackwater was the furthest east we'd ever been. As a group, I mean.
Feels like the more we try to head west, the further east we end up.
We had all those safe spots picked out to lie low in New Austin after the ferry job.
I liked it there. Still open and wild, the way it should be. Somehow the desert makes you feel closer to the sky.
No point us trying to get back that way anytime soon. Pinkertons have patrols out all over tall trees and Great Plains. We saw when we went back for Sean.
Well, look at us now, huh? It could be worse. Plans change. That's just how life goes. Arthur's got a bite.
Now, reel him in, Arthur.
Did I ever tell you my mother's buried in Blackwater?
Really? She is?
Apparently so. I only found out from an uncle of mine years later. Last I knew, she was still outside Philadelphia. I left home at 15 and didn't see her again. She and I didn't always see eye to eye. I wasn't always a very obedient child.
I can only imagine.
Still, I loved her in my own way, and she me in hers. Somehow, even from the grave, she managed to have the last laugh.
Hey, I reckon we call it a day, fellas.
Already?
You ain't been chasing down outlaws.
All right. Think we got a decent haul here. Pearson will be happy. Should we head back?
We could keep the boat not too far back to camp from here.
Good idea. Could be useful.
What about the horses?
Well, they'll find their way back.
Just follow the shore south, Arthur.
That was fun. Thank you, boys. Now, Hosea,
Yes.
how about a song?
Okay. All right, I got one for you. I asked that gal to give me some.
I asked that gal to give me some. She says, wait till the taters is done. I couldn't wait till the taters was done. I couldn't wait till the taters was done. Threw her on the floor and I knocked off some. I wish to God I'd passed her by.
جماعة دوغوراني
I
يلا.
wish to God I'd passed her by. Taters got burned and so did I.
That was pretty good. But you know, what song we should be singing?
What?
Three Mariners.
Ah, of course.
Well, we three poor mariners newly come from the sea. We spend our lives in jeopardy while others live at ease. Shall we dance this round, round, round? Shall we go
بس
dance
بزاي
this
بري شو يهرب ما هو مانج
round, round, round? Hey, that is a bully boy. Come pledge me on this round, round, round.
بكي يا زوج
We have for martial men that do our state's disdain, but we care for the merchantmen that do our state's maintain. To them we dance this round, round, round. To them we dance this round, round, round. And he that is a bully boy, come pledge me on this ground up, ground up, ground up, ground up, ground up, ground up, ground up.
Oh, bravo! Bravo! Well, you know, we should not let the folks back at camp think that we had too much fun.
Indeed not.
All right. Well, I am going to take in with you
I'll give these fish to Pearson.
Arthur, how you been? I've been real worried.
What do you want?
Don't be like that.
Herr Strauss.
How are you enjoying yourself here?
Well enough, I guess. And you?
Lui dois
Turns
boxer.
out the pursuit of freedom is not a cheap business. Not for us.
Oh, say whatever you damn well please, but I tell you, if I don't get out of here soon, I'm gonna kill somebody.
And if you don't stop hissing at me, I'm gonna kill you.
جماعة داتني كوت اي لايفك يقدم لايفك جماعة داتني كوت اي لايفك خطك خوابو يقدم لايفك تا
Put that
مقبولية
knife down or you're gonna be missing a hand.
باكي كان شر
I
شانو
ain't
دوانا
chopping vegetables for a living.
Oh, I'm sorry, madam. Was there insufficient feathers in your
باكي
pillow?
كان
I
تسكال
ain't
كان على
lazy,
خمامتين
Mr. Morgan. I'll work, but not this.
Well, ain't cooking work?
طور اللعبة كمان يمكن